Cheers. I'm about to make my coffee, so I don't have it in my hand right now, but cheers. I don't know if you've heard, but Booker Prize season is upon us. I believe the long list is being announced tomorrow. And I have in my hand a book called Transcription by Ben Lerner. I think every single person I have seen doing a predictions list not only is saying that this should be nominated, but a lot of people are thinking it's going to win. And I thought, why not get a jump start and see if I enjoy this book, to know if I have thoughts about whether or not it should be on the list or not. So we are going to read this little book today. It's super short. It's what? Let me see. 130 pages-ish. Let me make my breakfast, grab a coffee, do some reading, and then we're going to talk about this and my potential plans for the Booker Prize. What is this book about? I believe it's about memory. I didn't want to read too much of the synopsis because the book is so short. I just thought I'm going to read it. But the first little blurb says that it is at once a gripping emotional drama and brilliant examination of the devices, digital and literary, we use to store or to erase our memories. So yes, memory is a thing. I don't know much beyond that. But that was the one key point I remember people talking about. I think I remember hearing a lot of people say that just the writing was done really well. It was quite engaging. It was thought-provoking. And so that is what I'm expecting from this book. Let's see if it hits all the high notes in the right spots, like it seems to be for everybody else. I have made it to page 63, so kind of, I guess, sort of part one of this book, and I am enjoying myself. It is definitely a very well-written, it's a very pretty writing, and it's very flawless in kind of its movement from present day to going to past time, and how these two gentlemen are speaking about the past in the present. And I think that the way the author has been able to kind of transition these characters through several different timelines, essentially, but make it seem pretty seamless, has been done very, very well. So you're following a man whose name is, and I have forgotten it, is it just the, it's just the narrator, I think. And he has gone to interview a gentleman who has been a pretty prominent figure in his life. And as he gets there, before he gets there, his phone breaks, so he doesn't have a recording device. So his plan is to kind of show up and just have like a catch-up night, and then the next day come in and have his phone, because he's going to go to the Apple store to get it repaired, and do the actual interview then. But that's not really how the evening goes, because the narrator kind of figures out quite quickly that he needs to just have these conversations. It's kind of being pushed for by Thomas, who is the man he's interviewing, and this gentleman, and it's a really interesting dynamic between these two characters. And I think as the book goes on, you're going to see more and more how these men's lives are kind of intertwined with each other, because there's somebody else they keep talking about, Max, who is the friend of the narrator, but I guess is the son of Thomas. And I'm assuming that we're going to kind of see a little bit more tangling of the web, essentially, between these three guys, as they're kind of how their stories intertwine and diverge and converge and all that stuff, is what I'm assuming. And already we're really seeing the discussion of memory, because there's a really big discussion about a memory that Thomas has quite vividly and the narrator has essentially completely forgotten. And it's actually quite a pivotal point in the point of their conversation on the first night. I am enjoying this book. I can see why people would love this book. I don't know where I stand on the scale of hate to love. I'm not hating it at all. It's reading very quickly. It's reading very easily. I'm enjoying the story. I'm not in love yet, but like I said, I'm only about halfway through, so we will see. But I'm enjoying the process of reading it. And I think for me, I have found with a lot of these small books from the Booker Prize, as they feel very, I don't know if pretentious is the right word, but they're so experimental and they're really trying to like pull at the reader's thought neurons, and you're really having to focus. And I don't always want to have to really intently focus on my reading. I want to enjoy the reading process. And I think with the Booker Prize, sometimes I don't enjoy the process of reading the book, even though the book could be super well written and it could just be the most well-researched thing, but I just don't enjoy the process. And I at least am enjoying the process of this book, even if I'm maybe not fully grasping everything, but I don't know if I'm supposed to at this point because I do still have a good portion of the book left. So we shall see how it goes, but I'm having a good time, and I'm going to finish this off and come back. Final thoughts, talk about the Booker. We'll go from there. The second half of this book, so freaking good. I thoroughly enjoyed my reading experience of this and am very, very happy to have done it. So, well, I don't know much about kind of what needs to be in a book to be on the Booker Prize. If a lot of very intelligent people are saying that it should be on the Booker Prize long list, I'm just going to go ahead and say sure, because I actually really, really enjoyed this book. There is a really great kind of circular moment with this book between the first half and the second half, and the connection between all these characters and how the narrator sees the world versus how Thomas sees the world and Max sees the world. It was just really, really well done. Really quick book. I read it in, I don't know, an hour and a half or so. It was good. It was really good, and that makes me very happy, because if a book like this is end up on the Booker Prize, then it's a prize that I still want to invest time in. And I know every year I kind of think, is this the last year for me in the Booker? Because it's just such a hot and cold prize for me. I've had some pretty terrible times, frankly, reading some of the Booker Prize books, but then I also typically have something that is such a gem, and that is why I keep going back to it. So I think the plan this year is to read, I know, at least part of the long list. I'm not sure time-wise what I have. Access to books is also always a thing, because books that have been published across the ocean versus books that are here in America, they're not always the same. And so it can be challenging sometimes to get your hands on new release books. But I do think I'm going to at least pay attention to it. Like I said, the long list is being announced tomorrow. I work all day tomorrow, and then I have an appointment at night after my shift. So I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to do any sort of reaction day of type thing, which is fine. But it is definitely something that is on my radar. So let me know, have you read this? Did you like it? Do you think it's Booker Prize worthy? And what are you hoping to see on the Booker Prize? Are you participating? What are your plans? We'll chat about it below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.